So congratulations on the
Thank
win.
you.
Overall assessment of your performance.
Probably should have thrown more punches. I'm obviously great at wrestling. I took him down countless times. I always sort of surprised myself when I hit someone and hurt him, and I took the guy down, and then I realized he's bleeding, and I'm like, well, there's only one way he was bleeding because I hit that hook right off the bat. And thank you. And I just gotta have a little more confidence in throwing those punches before my takedowns because I know I'm gonna get the takedown. But yeah, I feel like that have a really high pace, and that's hard to deal with. It's not like that's a secret. Everyone that watches my fights that are going to fight me, they know that I have a high pace. It's something that's really hard to prepare for unless you're training with me.
You're rocking a pretty mean black eye right now. When you dominate the fight physically, how are you feeling after that?
I feel tired and thirsty. But I do that. That's the pace. Ask any of my coaches. That's the pace I go every time I spar. Usually, you would have seen the pace get higher as the fight went on. If it went longer, it would have gotten higher, and it would have looked even worse because I would have stayed at that level or higher, and the other guy would have gotten a little lower. Physically, he got me with a good elbow. I think from the bottom. Actually, he's tough on bottom. He's one of the only guys that ever gotten out on me. I give him a lot of credit. He's tough on bottom.
Does that surprise you? He's still off the bottom?
No, we've had. I think this fight was announced 4 months ago. He's had quite a long time to prepare. He definitely was prepared for what I was going to do on top. He was coached well. But again, one of my coaches and my best friend, Kyle Sermonera, back there on the way over, he said, how long can you stop something for? He stopped it for a round. How long can you defend something for? Because I say it all the time, I'm like water to a rock. A rock is going to beat the water for a long time, but the water will wear through the rock eventually. That's just my personality in life. I'll wear you out in anything, not just fighting. Hang out with me long enough, you won't want to do it for much longer.
Speaking of fast pace and energy, how much did that crowd push you out there? Afterwards, you seemed very appreciative of their efforts.
Oh my God. I said this on the way over here to my coaches too. I couldn't imagine coming home and seeing all these orange shirts, because we did orange on my fight shirt this time for orange and blue for the Syracuse and this area. That's the colors of the college team, the town. And I couldn't imagine coming home and losing in front of a crowd that came to support me. You know what I mean? I just couldn't imagine that. I just can't picture myself losing, period. But in front of people that many people that came to watch me, there's no way. So that'd be really embarrassing. So no, but it was amazing. That crowd, to answer your question, was it was such a unique feeling, and winning, and then seeing people that paid to come watch me fight, and they're there to see you. They're wearing the shirt that you were selling for your fight. Super cool, and I appreciate that more than I can express.
You had some great wins so far, but none bigger than this. Nationally, people are taking note on who you are now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this was kind of your coming out party?
I don't know about that. I have 4 finishes in a row. I think I've had 2 submissions, a ground and pound, or a TKO and a KO. I don't know if that's my coming out party. I've kind of done the same thing to every guy I fought, and I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. No, I think I'm here, and I think people know I'm here.
Do you think it's time for you to be ranked now or fight a ranked opponent?
I don't care about that. I really don't care. We're going to do this. This is what we do every fight. We figure out the next logical step. They go to me, they go to Keith, they go to the management, and we figure out the best opponent for what I'm getting paid and for where I'm at physically, and as far as where my skill development, where my coaches think I'm at. I don't do that. That's what Keith does. Keith looks at that, looks like a good, if they're offering you that guy, let's take that guy. And that's what happened with this fight. They offered this guy, and Keith said, yeah, that's the guy, perfect, take the fight. So I don't watch the film, Keith does. And he trains me accordingly. So.
And how about your game plan tonight? It seemed like right from the get-go you went right out and went right to the wrestling. Was that the game plan, wrestle?
No, the game plan is always throw a few punches first, and I threw one and I connected. And then I probably should have threw a few more and then started faking takedowns to punches and then throwing punches to takedowns. But the takedown was there, I took it. And, I told my coaches in the locker room, I surprise myself sometimes when I land those hard shots. I hit him with a nice hook at the beginning and backed him up. And I had him in the cage after he got out of the first takedown, and I hit him a few times. He was curled up a little bit. I just got to trust that a little more, and I think maybe Keith will have me do more stand-up sparring without any takedowns, just to develop that a little more. And I can picture that happening,
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, don't forget, I'm the best fisherman in MMA. I'll call one person out.
Go ahead.
Chad Mendes, if he wants to have a fish
Really?
off, or Chad Mendes is an amazing fighter. Obviously, I'm not going to fight him, different weight class. I'll do a fish off with him, or maybe Cowboy. I'll fish with Cowboy.
How does one go about a fish off?
I mean, you'd have to do like a tournament side like that. He would probably outfish me in a bass tournament, but like if we're doing like pike or muskie, he's definitely not beating me. No one's beating me in that kind of fishing. Nobody.
Did you get the fish yet, or doing it tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah. I brought my boat with me. It's at the hotel, and I haven't been out to fish yet. Tomorrow morning, we're going out whenever I wake up. So.
And just one last thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me. This was obviously you fought in several cards. This was your first time being in the co-main event slot. What was that like for the whole week of preparation leading up to this?
It felt like any other fight. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is like, the more fights you win, the more you can kind of like ask for a little more special treatment. And I think that's like, it's like the merit system, you know? So like, when I first got into the UFC, I was like the first fight on the Fight Pass, right? When I was in Brazil in 2016, I was the first. You got no wiggle room. You do exactly what they say. You win a bunch in a row. I finished some guys, get some bonuses. And like this week, you know, I wanted to get an early workout, and I asked, you know, politely, obviously, I asked if I could move one of my interviews a little later, and they gave it to me. So like, I think that's a perk of, you know, working your way up to the co-main event. You can ask for a little more wiggle room. I'm not trying to get out of anything, but you know, move my schedule. And they were very accommodating. You know, I wanted to come over early to the arena tonight because I didn't want to sit in my hotel room until 10 p.m. and get super tired. They brought me over an hour early. They were very accommodating, but I think that's something that comes along with winning a few fights in a row. You know, you can't be your debut and ask for special treatment, you know. So, but they've been great to me. They've been great.
Along with winning, a lot of times they do let you eventually call a person out, which you've been adamant
I'll
about
neglect
never-
to do that every single time. That's not me. I'm not calling someone out. That's just not happening. That's not happening. That's the furthest thing from my mind right now. I literally just finished fighting. The last thing I want to think about is another fight. Like, it's such a relief to have won like the fight and gotten through the camp healthy and made it to the fight in the weight cut and gotten, you know, into the cage and won the fight. That's such a relief and such a weight off your shoulders. Like, in the next 3 days, you're going to feel so amazing, like hanging out with my family, friends, and fishing. But like, I don't want to hear from my management about my next fight. I don't want to I don't want to be on social media about my next fight. I want to post sick fishing pictures and crack jokes with my friends. That's it. I don't want to talk about fighting. I'll do it with you guys right now, but like, I'm not calling anybody out. Yeah, it's not happening. So.
Love it.
Cool.
Cool, thanks guys.
You got it.
All right, Gregor, let's go. Check out
Okay.
the other interviews.
Good luck on the fishing.